Aquaba. So it's been a couple of days since I have made a video and since I have gone live. But as I mentioned in the very last live that I did, that lives will be no more for now. How long? I don't know. So this is what it is right now, y'all. We on pre-records. I'm looking a hot mess. I just came in from working in the field, right? Because that's what we should be doing while we waiting for our kingdom spouses to find us, for all them single, lovely, amazing women who is out there, who is currently in this waiting season of either waiting for your kingdom spouse or your African king, or you know who he is and you just waiting for the moment for you guys to be connected, whichever point you are on the spectrum. We here with it, okay? I'm right here with you. So today is January 18th. Oh my gosh, this month flew by, y'all. Today is January 18th, 2022, and it is 1:37 p.m. So I was given this word from the Father a couple of days ago, and he's been giving me many words. Like, it's just been, and I've just been keeping track of them in my phone. But this one word was like urgent today for me. And he was like, you do not, like, you don't hesitate. Like, you need to release this word like right now, today. So I'm like, okay, Father, I'm trying to find, give me 1 second so I can find it. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. You know what? I should have found this before I really started this video, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Because I got so many notes here, and I just thought that I was going to be able to, shimmy through it and find it quickly, but it doesn't, it doesn't seem that that is the case right now. So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me for a second. Okay, you know what? Okay. So that's what we're going to do, because I was going in a totally different direction. But it's clear to me now that he wants me to give two videos, okay? So I'm going to do this first one, and then I'll take my time and I will look for the word that he gave me to speak, because it's somewhere in this phone, in my notes. And then I'll do another video. So look at that. He's just blessing y'all with 2 videos today, y'all. Like, he is good. So listen, this is okay. So I'm not gonna sit here and read this whole dream because it is very long, okay? So I'm gonna just give y'all what I took from the dream. And I'm just gonna break it down like really quick. So last night, or this morning rather, because I woke up at like 6:06 a.m. and I woke up with this dream, right? And I had a dream about my kingdom spouse. Now, currently, I'm in my waiting season, right? Like so many other people probably are. And so I had a dream last night that that after like having this moment of this period of separation where we were not in communication with each other, that in a dream, all of a sudden I get a phone call and I look at my phone and it's like early in the morning. I look at my phone and it's a phone call from him. So I'm like, oh my gosh, in a dream, I'm so excited because I'm like, I can't believe he's calling me. Like, the Father is restoring communication between us, right? And that's probably going to be the title of this video, is restore communication. So I'm just like so excited at the fact that I'm getting a phone call from him. And so I answer the phone and we begin to immediately pick up in conversation like we never left off, right? So we immediately just jump like full on into the conversation, like we just didn't have like this very long period of time of not speaking. So as we're speaking throughout the dream, I had distractions because he called me like early in the morning, and so I'm doing different things. I'm at home and I'm doing different things with my kids, and at the very same moment, he is where he is, and he's distracted by his company, his friends, or whoever it is that he's around, right? So it's periods in our conversation where he's like kind of putting me on hold so that he can speak to his company in the background. And then there's periods when I'm putting him on hold, because not like literally on hold, but like just hold on for 1 second and just like addressing my kids because they asking me for 1,000 things or talking to me or just needing my attention, right? So it's kind of like we have like these distractions equally going on, equally happening in our lives, even though we're in two different places, right? And despite these distractions that we are having, we still, for a second put the conversation on hold, but then we jump right back into whatever it is that we was conversating about. I can't even remember in the dream at the moment, but we was just like well into this conversation. And then at one point the phone even like we lose connection, the phone just like totally goes out and the phone hangs up. And then and that happened a couple of times throughout the dream. We was on the phone and we lost service and it hung up or whatever. So it's just like distractions happening, right? But despite these distractions, we still kept that communication strong. Like we still attended to the distraction and got right back, And then so there was a drop in the network and we lost the call, and he ends up calling me back. So when he calls me back, we're talking, we're carrying on with our conversation, and then someone in his background began to tell the story of Esther and Ruth. And so he hears the story that's being told, and he's like, wait a minute, that's like, that ain't how the story go type thing, right? So he tells me to hold on for a second. So he begins to have a conversation with the people in his background, and he's like, no, so with Esther, and then he begins to tell her story, right? So and then he's like, okay, and now with Ruth, and then he begins to tell the story of how, the story of Ruth went. And so as he's like correcting them, because they was trying to tell the story, but they just was not getting it right. So he was like, let me help them out real quick. So, and I remember just sitting on the phone and I was just like so amazed, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like he knows, he knows the Bible, like he knows the word. So I was just like impressed, with the fact that he knew the story of Esther and that he knew the story of Ruth. And so, what else did I say? Oh, okay. And then after that, that was basically the end of the dream. I woke up and y'all, let me tell y'all, I was so upset when I woke up and I thought in it, and I realized that that was not my reality. Because when I tell you, you ever had a dream, and in that dream, it feels so real. Like you just feel like, no, this is life, right? Okay, I am not dreaming. This is reality. This is what's happening at this very moment. Okay, that's how I felt. I was just like, this is life. And when I woke up and realized it was a dream, I was so disappointed and upset. I was like, no, like I thought communication had been restored, right? I was upset at my reality when I woke up this morning. And I just wanted to hold that moment forever. I was just like, I'm going to hold on to this, forever in a dream. And boom, I was up, okay, and out of the dream. And what I took from the dream is that there has been a break in communication between you and your kingdom spouse, whether it be male or female, whether you be the male waiting for your wife or the wife waiting for your husband. It has been temporary. It has been a temporary break in communication, and you may not have spoken to this person in a few days, a few weeks, a few months, even a year or more, right? But you know that the Father has given you confirmation of this person. You know that he has confirmed this person over and over and over and over and over again to you, right? And then not only has he sent his messages through different avenues, whether it be through TV or a book you read or a play you saw or a billboard you seen. He just uses many different avenues, right, to show you and to bring confirmation into your life that, listen, this is the person that I have for you, right? And so In that, what was I going? Hold on. Okay. So in that, when he's bringing these various communications, he also sometimes will directly bring your spouse, right? Or if you know who they are, he'll bring them in conversation, and they will even confirm certain things that the Father has told you, right? So they could be like, could just come out of their mouth and say something that the Father only addressed to you, and you just like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even tell nobody that. That's crazy he's saying that, right? This has happened to me personally, okay? Where this has happened to me personally where let's see. Just let me know somebody riding by. Ring is annoying. It's annoying. So this has happened to me personally where he has used my African king to validate certain things and confirm certain things that the Father has spoken to me about. Like he has had my African king speak those very same things to me, and I just would be there in amazement. Like, I cannot believe he just said that. Like, only the conversation between me and the Father, this was only a conversation between the two of us, and here he is like speaking it. Like, it's crazy, right? So the Father is saying that in this hour, okay, that he is restoring communication with that person that you have been waiting for. And for the women, okay, I know that you are very tempted, because I too have been very tempted, okay, to reach out, and you're just like wondering what's going on. This person just fell off the face of the earth. I have not heard from them. Like, they just disappeared. Like, what? Like, did I do something wrong? Is it me? You just start to just doubt, and it becomes so overwhelming at times, because when you allow that to speak to you for too long, you start to like really get caught up in those feelings and those thoughts, and you start to believe that it's something that you did that is causing this interruption in communication, when in all actuality, it is nobody but the Father himself who, for whatever reason, only he knows, has put an end to communication. And it could be various reasons why he has, chose to do that. But like I said, only he knows, right? So we're not going to speculate what the reason is. But just know that it has been a divine interruption in your communication. But he is assuring his children, like, he is restoring communication. So do not go by your own might, ladies, and decide that you're going to run to that phone and you're going to pick up. Oh, she said he restored communication. It's time to text them. Time to call him, time to go on social media and comment under his pictures and his posts and the likes and the sorts. No. Okay, that is not what I'm saying. In fact, do not do that under any circumstances, okay? Wait for the Father to bring about that restoration, and I promise you, he is going to reach out to you, okay? You don't got to worry about it. You don't got to think about it. You ain't got to fret over it. It's not your concern. It's not your problem, okay? You just sit back with your cute little self and continue to do what it is that the Father has been leading you to do in this moment of silence, okay? And this moment of separation from the person that you're waiting for. Men, okay? This is just confirmation for you that it's time for you to go get your woman, okay? It's time for you to go get your woman. You have broke this communication with her. You have remained silent, and it was all the Father's doing, why he may have caused you to walk away from that situation for a period of time. But it's time to get back to the get down, okay? And you need to go and claim what is rightfully yours and restore that communication with who you know that the Father ordained and created and made for you, okay? Another point that was made in the dream is the fact that when he restores this communication, it is going to be no further interruption, okay? It is going to carry on without fail the next time around, okay? So you won't have to worry about, oh my gosh, are we going to go through another period of this? Is it going to be like this ever again? No, it's not, okay? And the point of my dream, when we were on the phone and we were carrying on with our conversation, despite the distractions that would happen on both ends of our lives, we still maintained that bond. We still maintained that communication. And that is what the Father is doing in this hour, that when he restores this communication with your person, that he is going to maintain that communication. It is never going to be a period of time where you're not communicating with that person again. Okay, so I don't care what distraction is going to be going on in your life, what distraction is going to be going on with his life. Y'all is going to work through it. Y'all going to get through it. And it's going to be the Father that's going to be the glue that's holding the two of you together. So you don't have to worry about having any further interruption, okay? Because it is all by the Father's might that he is bringing this communication. And that's why it's so important also to wait for the Father to restore the communication, because you're not moving by your own hand. Okay, you're keeping your hands far off from it. And you know that when the Father restores this communication, that it is going to be solid, right? It's going to be whole. It's going to be complete. It is going to go on without fail, because it is the Father who is going to be moving within the midst of it. It's not going to be by your hand. It's not going to be by his hand, by either of you by either of you. Okay, it's going to be solely by the Father's move. He is going to do this thing in this hour. Okay, he is bringing these relationships together. It is him that is going to be front and center. He is going to be the glue. Okay, he is going to be the Elmer's glue of this situation. So wait, have patience. I know it's hard. Okay, I too am going through the same thing. It is hard. It's hard when, you doubt yourself and you wondering, did I do something? What if? Should I have? You got all these questions, but I came to the realization that it's not in my time, okay? It's according to the Father's time. It's according to his perfect will, okay? And I have to stay out of it. As hard as it is, I have to mind my business, okay? Even though it is my business, I got to mind it, okay? Because the Father said, listen, I'm taking care of this thing. I don't need you to put in 2 cents. I don't need you to pick up a finger, a pinky, a thumb, nothing. Just stay out of it and wait and watch me move. And I'm telling you, when he moves, it's going to be a glorious thing. I cannot wait for us to start giving our testimonies. Like, I just feel like, for me personally, like I mentioned before, the Father spoke to me about my African king well before it became a thing, right? And now when I'm on YouTube, all I see is kingdom marriage this and kingdom marriage that and spouse this and ordained that. And I'm just like, wow. 8 years ago when he first gave me this, it wasn't none of that. It was me standing on that promise in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit. I had no idea who this person was going to be. I had no idea where he was going to come from, in a sense of like where I would meet him. I had no idea. And it wasn't until, October that he finally introduced him. So I went through a long, long period of trusting and believing, even though I was involved in a previous marriage and things of that nature, and in relationships, that I have no business being in, but that's besides the point. I still knew that the Father had something for me. I still knew that he had a person that he created for me, to love me, to honor me, to respect me, and for me to do the same unto him. I knew that there was nobody else on this planet that was for me other than who the Father had selected and handpicked for me, who I, had no idea of at that particular time. But I was totally walking by faith and trusting him. And I just knew that, Father, you have somebody for me. And I know for sure that this person that you have for me is never going to treat me how I've been treated in these relationships. What I'm enduring in these relationships, I know that when you bring this person into my life, Father, that I will never endure this treatment ever again in life. I know that it is going to be a perfect love. I know that it is going to be a solid love. I know that it is going to be a complete love. I know that it is going to be a love that is destined by you. It's going to be an anointed love. It's going to be an agape love. And I knew this, and I stood on this, and I still believe that, even in this moment of separation from my man. Okay? Because he is my man. All right, even though he ain't my man yet, he will be my man. He is my man in the spirit. Okay, it just has not manifested in life, in reality. But soon, hallelujah, soon, I said soon, it is going to be my reality. It's going to be your reality. It's going to be our reality. And testimonies are going to be going forth like never before out into the atmosphere. So I encourage you, brothers and sisters, to hold on, stand strong, stand firm in his word and his promises, and wait and see, won't he do it? Okay? Won't he move like he said he was going to move? Won't he deliver those promises like he said he was going to deliver them? Won't he act speedily, hastily? He is bringing it about. Okay? It will be no delay. It's going to be like a blink of an eye. You're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up married. Okay? It's going to be just like that. And you're going to be, somebody else on YouTube said this, and the Father spoke this into my spirit as well, that it is going to be as though you're dreaming. You are literally going to feel like, as the situation plays out, you're going to feel like, am I asleep? Okay, like I was last night when I woke up and realized it was not my reality and I was upset. That is how it is literally going to be for you. You're going to wake up and you're going to wonder if you're awake, because you're going to think surely I'm dreaming. Surely this is not my life. Surely this is not my blessing. Surely this is not turned around for me as quickly as it has. Surely this promise has not come to me as quick as it has. And you may have waited, like me, 8+ more years for this thing to manifest, right? But when it happens, it's going to be as though you only waited a moment. Okay, all of them years that you have been waiting and petitioning to the Father and fasting and praying and standing strong and having faith is not going to compare to the moment of when this thing comes to fruition. You're going to be like, it seemed like I just thought about it yesterday and it happened, right? It's going to be like that in that moment. And I'm telling you, y'all, just hold on a little while longer. We are at the door, okay? We are right at the brink of the promise. And I'm telling you, it's here. And I also want to warn, a lot of opposition is going to be coming at you in this moment. You might have a lot of counterfeits, a lot of fake people rising up, claiming that they your man, your mate, your woman, your wife. Even if you're in a situation, you know that the Father been telling you that person ain't for you. You know that. Let that person go. Let that person be both man and woman. Stop holding on to a dead thing that the Father did not put together. Okay? And what the Father puts together, okay? I'm going to say that one more again. What the Father puts together, let no man put asunder. Okay? That's what the Father put together. So if you with a person and it was not ordained by the Father, guess what? I don't care if you married to that person. It got to go asunder. All right? Because he has to move who he is supposed to move into position. Okay? He has to bring Esther into position. Okay? So Vashti, you got to go. All right? You got to go because Esther has to come into her position. She has to move into her position. And when the Father puts that thing together, that good thing, that glorious thing, that perfect thing, that prosperous thing, okay? And here's another, it's going to be amazing. Here's another thing, is that a lot of promises, because it's not going to just be you're married and yay, the end, I got my man, I got my woman. No. Literally, when the Father brings you together with the person that you're supposed to be with, that is when your blessings are going to begin to fall and manifest back to back to back rapidly. It's going to be like a faucet that was turned on. It's going to be a steady flowing stream of water. Okay, you're going to notice that it's going to be like a domino effect after you get married. It's going to be one door that's opened after another door that's opened after another door that's followed by another door. And it was a confirmation of this that the Father is speaking into my spirit is last night I was on YouTube, okay? And I was watching... I was looking at, I think, houses, because, that's like my thing. I love looking at beautiful houses. So I was watching this one particular episode on someone's channel, and I think it was a designer or somebody. And it was this African billionaire, and she was speaking of how she met her husband, and her husband kind of came together to start this business. Like at the moment that she met her business, the moment that she met her husband is when her business literally started in that same moment. In that same moment that she met her husband, her business just took off. Okay? So that is how it is. It's like your blessings are just standing by. Okay? And they're not going to fully be presented until you are matched with the person that you're supposed to be with. So you may have started businesses in the past. They ain't going nowhere. I'm a victim. Okay? You done invested your money in all of these businesses and they ain't going nowhere. Said me, okay? And you just sitting around like, what is going on? Why does it seem like everything I put my hand to, it fails? Why does it seem like this thing ain't going nowhere? What has happened? It seems like it's a standstill. And it's because your blessings, okay, and your prosperity, your abundance, your land flowing with milk and honey, right? It is all waiting for that moment that you are going to come together with your spouse, because it is going to be the two of you that is going to bring forth those blessings. It's going to be something about the two of you connecting, something about the two of y'all coming together, something about the two of y'all joining, something about the two of your spirits being intertwined in a spirit that is going to set a catastrophe of events, okay? And I don't mean catastrophe in a bad way. I mean in a good thing. I mean in a glorious way. I mean in an overflowing way. It is just going to be like the sun that, just rose high in the sky, and it's a bright and glorious day. It's going to be like that in that moment when your souls become one, and you are just going to be standing back in awe. Both you and your husband, both you and your wife, y'all are going to be standing in awe like, oh my gosh, I never seen this coming. I never seen these blessings coming. I've been working so hard so many years by myself, toiling, because that's what it was, toiling, trying to see things into fruition. And it seemed like it was always a hindering block. It seemed like it was always a obstacle or a hurdle or a jungle I had to get through, or trees I had to, get a machete and hack down. Like, it just seemed like it was just always one thing after another. But when we came together, it was like ease. It was like the windows of heaven opened up. It was like all the blessings just begin to flow. Okay, all the blessings have just begun to flow. So the Father is just calling you in this hour to rest. To rest. That's all he wants you to do, is just rest and be obedient. And do whatever it is he's calling you to do to prepare for that moment. So if he's saying, I want you to save. If he's saying, I want you to get your hair done for the ladies, get your hair done, get your eyes, not your eyes, get your eyebrows done, get your nails done, pick out that wedding dress if he's calling to you, get them wedding shoes, start to decide what you want your wedding to look like, okay? Even though if your wedding ain't gonna happen right away, it might be so quick you don't have time to have this grand wedding. It might just be like you walking down the aisle and boom, you say I do and you married, okay? And you might have to wait a year or so or more before you actually have a beautiful wedding that the Father does want you to have, okay? But that might not be the case for everyone. It might just happen so subtly you don't have time. Your family might not even be around, okay? You just got to be prepared for whatever. However it's going to go down, you got to be prepared. Father, this is your will, your way, and I'm just going with the flow. That's the attitude that you have to have, because you literally might not have time to do anything but say I do, and it is so. Okay, and it will be. So I just encourage each and every one of you. And he doesn't really he's been speaking to me a lot about African king and about kingdom marriages. Like with me, he's been dealing with me with this thing personally, but I wasn't really ever felt to really move and talk about it, and so, and nor did I want to, because I'm just like, I just don't want to be another thing on YouTube that's talking about kingdom marriages, because that's the thing to talk about. Like, who wants to do that? Not me. I got better things to do, Father. I'm just saying, I ain't got to be sitting around making up words, But he really, after that dream last night, was like, daughter, like, you need to speak about this, okay? You need to go ahead and you need to give that word. So here I am, and I hope that it was a blessing, and I encourage you, brothers and sisters, to wait for your man and your woman. Wait earnestly, wait with hope, wait with faith, wait and know that the thing is coming to pass. All right, that's it for this word. I gotta look at my phone, okay, and try to find this other word, and I'm gonna make a second video. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.